You're watching America Trends. I'm Burt-Godwin, and I am excited because we're welcoming back a friend of the show. She is a Forbes Business and PR strategist, founder of the Pitch Club, TEDx speaker, top-ranked podcast host, two-time best-selling author. The one and only Rebecca Cafiero is back on the show. Welcome back, Rebecca. Good to see you.
Thank you, Mary. It's always good to be back, and we're matching again.
We are matching. We very complement each other, I think. That's perfect.
We're finally getting this good weather in California.
Oh my gosh, it's been way too long. I'm so excited about this weather. Okay, so I have so many things to talk to you about, and we only have one segment today. So I want to talk, first of all, you have so many things on your feed that are I want everyone to follow you at Rebecca Cafiero because you always have good tips, and you are always, it seemed like, always putting on new seminars and things that people can come and learn and meet other like-minded people. And I think it's just amazing what you do. So I want to talk first and foremost about the evolution of sales as you see it and ways to embrace the evolving sales strategy. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm sick of being sold to all the time on my social media feeds. And so, is that part of your strategy? And let's talk about this.
Yes. Well, I think that, whether someone's a solopreneur or it's a large business, there's a big evolution happening, and it's been happening the last couple of years. I'd say even over the last decade. But one is that this shift, especially that started during the pandemic in 2020, is for more personalization. And I was reading this article in Forbes, and they had done a study through Salesforce that 66% of customers expect that the companies they're doing business with will understand their unique needs and their expectations. And 52% of consumers want to have something personalized to them, right? The one size fits all, this production line, always it's the same thing. It's no longer in vogue. It's no longer what people want. And, customers are buying or voting with their dollars. So it's really important that we understand how that's changing, and we can evolve our businesses. And that's the benefit of being a small business owner, is we don't have to reverse billions of dollars of strategy in order to be up with this new evolution.
So can you give me some examples though of what that looks like for personalized sales? How can someone look at that and say, this is how can I apply it to my own business?
Absolutely. I think the big thing is customers don't want to feel like they or what they're getting is part of a production line, right? So I'll give you a few examples actually from some guests that you've had on, but it's really just this idea that customers are wanting a bespoke or unique or customized experience. So I know you had on Kate of Scented Designs a couple weeks back.
Yes.
She does branded candles, but she's not just doing, where let's say I purchased 50 candles, I can brand it with my company name so that it's personalized for my clients. Mm-hmm. Or Gut Personal, I know you've had Bridget on, they have a gut quiz that recommends personalized supplements for someone's unique needs, instead of just saying what's a fish oil out there that's good, right? They have something that's specialized for that person based upon what they want. And even big companies like Amazon are starting to do this. In 2020, they rolled out the try before you buy, which is where you could try something on before you actually purchase it. And you see makeup companies doing augmented reality to help find skin tone colors for foundation matching. But it's much more about what is this experience that feels bespoke for the consumer or the client.
And I was just on a website for caddis.com. It's eyewear. And I met the owner of the company. And so I was on the other day and you can try on the virtual try on. Wow. And you can, you have to give them permission to use your camera, but then you just put the glasses up to your face and you can see what color, what size, and it even tells you on their site they had, do you have a larger face, do you have a small face, whatever, and it kind of customizes what frames would look best with your face structure. So it just occurred to me that that's very personalized and the perfect way, because I'm not gonna, shopping from my living room is just the way it's got to be these days.
I mean, everyone feels really busy after that slowdown in time in 2020, 2021. Time is sped up and it feels much faster than it did, pre-pandemic. And people are being really conscious, especially after not leaving their houses. If I'm going to leave my house, what am I leaving it for? And the more that we can give that personalized experience, especially, if you have an online business or online products, it's going to shorten that buying cycle or shorten the gap for someone having to go out and actually exert effort to go try your product or service.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think about, personalizing things on your feed or on your, who you are as a brand? Do you suggest that brands get kind of personal on their level to reach the clients that maybe they connect with?
100%. And this is not just small brands. I mean, if you're a small brand, if you're a service-based entrepreneur, a coach, a consultant, then it's really important that you understand, the personal, which is who you are, the professional is what you do. People may want your service, but they're not going to work with you if they don't like you. So it's really important to be authentic and show up with the things that are unique about you. But even for bigger businesses, I work with a lot of female founders that are, have seven-figure, multiple seven-figure businesses. And even with those, I always tell them, like, it's you, it's who you are, it's what your business does. And then if they have intellectual property or an app, that's the third component. But most people don't take interest in a business without some type of founder or origin story, right? Mm-hmm. And give back is also very important, is like, what does a company or a person stand for? What do they stand against? So if you're the product, or you're, a service-based entrepreneur, you're doing done for you, like websites or photography, the more that someone knows about you up front, the more that the know, like, and trust can be built before a consultation or a call. And social media, email marketing, podcast guesting, where someone can experience you, like, kind of anonymously, is going to really grow that, and again, shorten the buying cycle. And I just had this conversation last week or the week before with a sales expert that we're working with, and they had done $130,000 that month in sales for a high ticket product, a $10,000 plus product, and they didn't do one sales call. It's because they have a podcast, they have social media. And so, as your question to customizing the feed, they were customizing based upon what they had going on, and then engaging and nurturing, those engaged or interested clients straight into a purchasing decision without a long sales cycle, without lots of touch points. Like, things are shifting for people that are open to how they're shifting.
Yep. And now with social media and websites, I mean, I go to an about page frequently to find out a little bit about the owners, or go to their social media feed and get a little feeling for who they are. So I think it is really important. You don't have to worry about alienating people, because there's somebody out there for that person. And then, you want to gravitate towards the people that want your service and have like-minded beliefs, I think. Exactly. I want to talk to you about something on your post or your feed. Actually, it was a story, and you were talking about a new seminar, I think, and you were promoting a duplicatable process that does not require Facebook ad spend. And it was, I was like, oh, I want that. I want to take that seminar, because it's been the case that we need to spend a lot of money on Facebook ad spend, and that's not really working like it used to. And duplicatable processes are very, very important as people grow. So how can people sign up for that? And tell us a little bit about that course that you have.
So either on social, or really social is the best way. Just send me a DM. And what that workshop is it was specifically on podcast guesting. So I can send you a replay of it, but it was how to create $100,000 in sales by using podcast guesting as a marketing strategy. And it's something that, I've used in my business, that we have many of our clients really focus on, because podcasting, well, there's so many reasons. We could talk for 20 minutes on it. But if you look at the average household income of different media platforms, TikTok is the lowest. I think it's below 30,000. Then Instagram is like 60, Instagram, and then LinkedIn and podcast listeners both are earning somewhere between 100 and 150,000. So first of all, it's like, who do you want to get in front of? But the difference between podcast guesting and social media is that it's long form content. Right? On the short side, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. On the long side, 20 to 40 minutes. So you're really in someone's ear. It builds know, like, and trust. And when you're guesting, you're leveraging that platform. You're leveraging basically the expertise of the other platform. So I love to show that, because it's evergreen. It works forever. And the thing is it's not that ads can't be effective, but a lot of entrepreneurs maybe don't have the $5,000 to $10,000 a month to pay for ad management, to pay for the actual ads, and then you get it working, and then the algorithm changes.
Right.
And so why I love showing opportunities for visibility that are organic and that are free, they take a little bit of your time, is that, like you said, it's duplicatable. It can be done over and over. And because of the fact it's evergreen, you can do an interview once and you can have it play for years and send traffic back to you or your website.
So what are some quick tips before I let you go? If somebody wanted to go into podcast guesting, so you're a guest on someone else's podcast, it's not necessarily you start your own, you go guest and kind of do the circuit. So what are some tips for people? How do they even know where to begin?
Well, I mean, definitely, I would say, like, go to my website or social, because I give so many free tips away and ask for that recording. But specifically, a couple of things. So you want to make sure that you're a match for the podcast that you are pitching to. I get pitched often. I have a podcast. I only interview female guests. I get pitches from males, and I don't I don't interview males. So you make sure that you are like, a personality fit. Make sure that what you have to talk about, your expertise, your zones of genius, your thought leadership, serves their audience. I'll give a little pro tip here. If you go to iTunes, which is one of the biggest podcast platforms, in the podcast description, which is right underneath the little album cover, it will have typically about a 3 to 4 sentence description of the podcast. And it usually says something like, my podcast, like Mine's Becoming You, is to give, my female listeners tips and tricks to optimize their life and to design a life they love. So it'll tell you exactly what the point is.
So you know exactly going there, where to go. I love it. Okay, Rebecca, thank you so much. We had a short segment today, but we'll have you back again like we always do. You're always filled with so many tips and great opportunities for our viewers. So thank you so much for being here, and everyone at home, stick around for more America Trends right after this quick break.